So here's a little voiceover on some sped up video from our Wednesday Comics Camp live draw. So in Monday's live draw, we looked at the pencil ink erase process, and we looked at ways to draw different kinds of eyeballs, fancier and fancier, cat eyeball. And we looked at ways to take a standing eyeball with feet and move the dot to one side so the eyeball kind of turns to one side. And if you move the feet, it starts hopping and traveling and wearing different clothes and stuff. All right, well, with that, we're going to draw some stories. So we started with this eyeball here, and it has a little ice cream cart, and all these other eyeball creatures come out of the forest, and we took our inking tools and we shaded around them and added details. And then I said you could trace over the landforms and get the same hills, the same setting of this eyeball desert. And then you could go back and move those characters around and show where they were and what they were doing maybe in the next moment. So here's what happened when I did that. This is the same place. See, the hills are the same. I traced them all, but it's maybe a week or two later. And I found this ice cream cart eyeball had come back and actually had built a 3-story ice cream palace where there was once just eyeball desert. They hired a crane, they put up signs, they have customers coming in and enjoying this wonderful ice cream they're serving. I also noticed those 2 clowns down in that secret cave had dug a tunnel under the ice cream palace. That just is what happened when I drew it. So then I went and I put a piece of paper next to that to continue the tunnel. See how this spider can go over the edge here. And the tunnel continues down into the secret lair where the 2 clowns have their nefarious plans, and they are constructing, with the help of these strong monster eyeballs and spider eyeballs, they're constructing this, I don't know, this giant robotic monster of some sort. All right, so we'll go back above ground and we'll trace over these hills. And hold on a sec. I actually have to trace over this page so I get the ice cream palace in the proper location. All right, so the ice cream palace is up above here, and we're going to draw that giant robotic monster climbing out of this tunnel and approaching the ice cream palace in some way. So I notice, I'm going to put it on this side here. I notice the ice cream monster is actually kind of the shape of an ice cream cone, isn't it? Funny how that works. So we'll do the upside down triangle, the big robot head. Maybe we can actually make its jagged mouth open. I love those big teeth. Those are fun to draw. Maybe it breathes fire. There's going to be darkness around that jaw there. And then I notice these legs are really just curved pipes. I have to learn from myself when I redraw my characters. Get the legs about the same width. It's going to take a couple tries. I notice those lines shows they're flexible. Let's see here. Now I'm looking for details. There's a row of bolts. There's the control pit, the control room there. There's a clown eyeball in there. And these are the little buttons on the outside. I notice those arms. If I draw an arm coming up, and I can draw the claw over the building, and I'll just erase the claw where it goes behind the building. Sort of like when I grab the paper, part of my hand goes behind the paper. That's what I want it to look like there. Eyeballs live in a pretty flat world. There isn't a lot of depth, so that claw can go right behind the building. And that claw can be, well, maybe those helicopter eyeballs are getting out of the way, trying to escape. Yeah, that looks kind of fun. Now let's see. That sign probably will get knocked off, so we'll do it upside down as it tumbles. This giant robot monster is kind of wrecking the place because he's so big and clumsy. Let's see. Maybe the yum is falling off too. We'll put the Y down here. So everything's starting to fall apart here. What other details do we... Oh, I forgot to do that frame around the page. Let's just make sure. See, that claw is too close to the edge. That frame protects our artwork. I won't draw any closer to the edge than that. Now I can fill in the ice cream palace with some of these customer details. We'll put our little hero ice cream server there, dropping the ice cream scoop, dropping a cone. We'll put a customer here, Springfoot eyeball. Let's see, the ballerinas were in the second floor. Maybe they are going to go get ready to, I think they're pretty brave. They're ready to dance in any kind of trouble, but they're going to get out of that building first. So they're going to come downstairs and drop their ice cream and come help. Let's see, that Chomper is upstairs eating ice cream, but Chompers look scary, but if I draw it upside down, it kind of shows that it's so scared it flipped over, and it's just kind of in panic mode. Same with Adventurer Eyeball here. They're crunching all their uneaten ice cream cones. All right, let's see. What else do we have? We'll make sure that claw is within the safety zone. Oh, spiders and monsters. I'm going to fill that tunnel with these spider eyeballs. But first, I'm going to get the face just right. I'll go back to my first drawing here. Get all those details just right. Now we'll fill the tunnel with those spider eyeballs, which is one of my favorite kinds of eyeballs to draw because their legs just go everywhere. Look at them filling that tunnel. Ugh, looks really creepy. I wouldn't want them crawling on me with their little fangs and their legs. Now, the strong monster eyeball is dancing and taunting, but they're not really all that brave. Notice how he's hiding behind the monster robot. All right, so now let's read through the whole story again. We had starting to serve ice cream. We have the ice cream business really taking off, the clowns going down into their secret lair, building their monster robot, and then it comes bursting up out of the tunnel. Oh yeah, let's put a couple more henchman eyeballs in there. And there we go. So next I'm going to pull out my pen and my marker and I'll ink this entire page. I'll do that as a live ink event. That'll be fun to ink together in a separate session. So next time you see me, I should have probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 pages of this drawn and inked, and I'll be able to show you a mini comic format and how to fit these pages into a mini comic that you can make on a single sheet of paper. And we'll be doing that all summer long in Comics Camp. Make sure you check the Patreon because I'm sending out welcome packs with mini comics you can make on your own. Make sure you share your penciled, inked, erased artwork and tag it so I see it too. I can give you some feedback that way. So that's our Wednesday live draw. Next live draw is Friday at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. Bring whatever pages you've drawn and we will discover what comes next. Lovely to draw with you. Thanks to our patrons and Comics Camp families. Ink well, everybody, and we'll draw with you soon.